If a man goes quiet, pay attention, because silence from a man is rarely what people think it is.
Is anybody else feeling so frustrated with the fact that they're single?
We are losing men to peace and no longer prioritize women. The man at peace is an unbuyable man.
I am okay to finish my life being single. I would rather die as a single man, having never gotten laid before, than...
I know I look so desperate. It's because I am. I can't find any guy. It's just really hard.
Easier. I understand why men stay bachelors until they're 55 or 60, and the craziest part is a 55 or a 60-year-old can still date your daughter.
An entire generation of men define happiness.
The hardest part about being chronically single is not knowing where you need to be. For me, I'm constantly battling. Am I even living in the right city? Do I need to move? Do I need to be somewhere else? Even when it comes to going out, I'm like, am I going to the right places? I need to be trying different places. Someone invites me out and I decide that I want to stay in. I'm tired. I almost feel guilty sometimes. Like, well, maybe if I would have went out this night, I would have met my future husband.
I'm so fucking tired of being single. I'm 24. I've never dated anyone before, and I never dated. I've never even held hands with a man. I'm tired of having to be independent. I'm tired of having to do everything by myself all the time. I'm tired of having to bring all the groceries up from the car by myself. I'm tired of having to always cook for myself because it's just me. So if I don't cook, I don't eat. I'm tired of having to go and do cool and fun things by myself, and I can do it by myself because I've always done it by myself. But it would be nice to have a partner to go out to lunch and dinner with and try all these new experiences with and go to the farmer's market with, and not having to do everything by myself all the fucking time. I am constantly alone. It's constantly just me. If something happens, the only person I can rely on is me because there's no one else there.
Are there any other single people in their 30s or 40s who think they may have singled too hard? Like, the thought of somebody else living and being in this space with me, it's not it. Or people say that you are too picky or you have high standards. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? So if we have indeed singled too hard, what do we do now? What do we do now?
I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but I feel like I'm coming to a really sad realization that I might just be single forever. I've been single for 5 years, and I honestly don't know if I can see myself being in a relationship. Like, I'm so emotionally exhausted to the point where recently I don't even know if I want kids. Like, I actually don't know. Like, in theory, that would be great. It's not like 100% no, but I really can't see that right now in my future. It's really sad. Like, something else that I've realised, being someone who I think is conventionally attractive, a lot of guys just want to pursue you for their ego, and I'm just over it. I'm so over it. Yeah.
You know, one thing I'll always find strange is how you can seemingly have everything and it still not be enough. Here I am in Dubai Marina, sitting. I've just finished my lunch. I went to church. It was fantastic. I've been in Dubai for about 2 weeks, yet most of my trip has been clouded by the fact that I don't have a husband. And it's really sad to say out loud, because it's like, you're in Dubai, you know? Yes, there is a war going on and it's been a bit scary, but you're in one of the most popular, lavish, extravagant places in the world. You know, many would only dream of coming here. And all I can think about is how I don't have a husband. And I really, really want one. But I'm also coming to terms with the fact that I may never have one. And that's okay. But there is a part of me that has to learn what that looks like and learn to live with that reality. And I think one thing we don't really teach women growing up is a lot of us will get to a point where we actually have to mourn the life that we thought we would have. You know, the life of the husband and the kids. And we get to a certain stage in our life, it's not happening. You start to ask yourself why, but you also start to kind of mourn it. You start to actually grieve it and be like, oh wow, this is not where I thought I would be, or this is not what I thought I'd be doing by myself. So yeah, I don't know. I was just reflecting on the trip, and I was just thinking how a lot of it was spent, you know, wishing I had a partner that I could share this with. Granted, I didn't come alone, I came with a friend, but even she would agree, it's not the same. It's not the same. But anyway, it just goes to show that you can never really have enough. And then that just kind of always brings me back to the truth, which is only Jesus will ever be enough. Only Jesus will ever be enough.
Have the men given up? I'm serious.
No, but a great many of them have actually lost interest.
They just stopped. They don't want to have sex anymore. They don't want to go on dates with women. They just want to hang out with their boys. Look, I get it.
If someone gets it, then why are they even asking the question? Seems odd.
Men want to hang out with men. They want to do their thing. They don't want to care about women drama anymore.
Well, it seems they understand. Most men are tired of women's drama and they're happier hanging out with other guys. So, what's the point of this video?
Maybe someone can explain to me what's going on, because as long as men are not approaching women, they are going to be single.
Wow. It's almost like that's the entire point. They keep answering their own questions. Has anyone else noticed that?
And women are having a great time. From what I've seen, single women are having a great time. Yes, maybe they want boyfriends, they want to hook up, but single women are having a great time. The single men, I don't know, not so much. What do you think?
I think that someone has actually answered all of the questions already in this video, with the exception of the fact that someone doesn't seem to understand that men that are single are just as happy, if not happier, than a lot of single women out there. Because you don't really see a lot of men asking where all the good women are at. They're just happier being single.
Have you guys noticed that most married men aren't actually happy? Most married men are lying to themselves and gaslighting themselves into thinking that they're happy in a marriage which is loveless, sexless, where the woman always argues and belittles and emasculates them. Their wife endlessly nags at them while they're working full-time, trying to provide for her, for the family. Women will often victimize themselves and say that their mental load is overbearing. Meanwhile, the man has to look at the big picture, worry about the wife, the kids, working every day, endlessly paying for all of the bills, providing. He has to worry about investments, about retirement, about the college funds for the kids. Meanwhile, the woman only has to worry about preparing dinner, keeping the house clean, making sure that the kids are happy and healthy. The woman will say that she's overstimulated just because she has to cook dinner and keep the house clean. But they never stop to consider the mental load that men have. Most men stay in relationships so they don't lose everything, so they can see their kids and they don't have to split custody. It's truly so sad how many men gaslight themselves into staying in a relationship where both parties are not happy and they feel like they can't speak up because they have a wife who berates them or emasculates them and belittles them on the daily.
We are losing men to peace. We are losing men to ourselves. Men no longer prioritize women. The man at peace is an unbuyable man. Some women are still thinking that men are in that scenario of chasing after, calling, despairing for the lack of a woman, for her absence, when in reality, today's man, he is increasingly valued. He understood that a woman is not the center of his life, that a woman is not the most important thing in the world. It is perfectly possible to live without one. Today's high value man, he seeks to make money. He seeks to do business. He seeks to grow, to develop himself. He removed women from his focus. Today's man, he realized that his peace is worth more. There is no relationship that can buy his peace. Today's man, he is unbuyable. He is non-negotiable. The peace he chose for his life has become non-negotiable. If you are a woman and are waiting for a man to venerate you, a man to idolize you, a man to dote on you, I'm very sorry, but perhaps that won't happen. Because the more time passes, the more we have seen that today's generation of men is not like the generation of old. And it is we women who have been losing high-value men, serious men, hardworking men, dedicated men.
Men can't believe that women are single by choice because men aren't single by choice.
What an interesting statement. I cannot wait to hear what one is basing that off of.
They may be finding women to go on dates with, but nothing's sticking.
Okay, well that happens for women as well. So what exactly is this leading up to?
And so they're lashing out at women saying things like, have fun being single or enjoy your cats.
Not all men say things like that.
Sir, that's the whole point, is that I am having fun being single and I love my cats.
So that means that one is single by choice, right? So why can a woman be single by choice, but not a man?
I also love my peace of mind, not having to be accountable to somebody who isn't really that interested. He's not interested in me and my life and things that I want and need.
And there it is. That is actually the reason why a lot of men are now choosing to remain single, for that very reason.
As men age alone, it is not good.
Oh, really?
And the men are not okay. But I'm finding that as I age, I am getting happier and happier with myself and my girlfriends and my family. And the idea of having to accommodate a man's insecurities or even securities is just less and less appealing.
And with that, one actually nailed the reason why a lot of men are also choosing to remain single, because oftentimes it's simply more peaceful. It's as simple as that.
A man's silence will frustrate a woman more than anything he could ever say, because it takes away the leverage she had. These are the 3 reasons why. First, silence removes her ability to steer the interaction. When a man is talking, reacting, or explaining, she can work with that. She can respond, redirect, question it, and she can even escalate it. But when he goes quiet, there is nothing to engage with. And that loss of control creates immediate frustration. Second, silence creates uncertainty. Words, even the negative ones, they still feel like connection, but silence introduces distance. Now she does not know where she stands, what he is thinking, or what that man is going to do next. And that lack of clarity is unsettling because it makes the situation harder to navigate or manipulate. Third, and this is the most important part, silence forces accountability. When there is no argument to focus on, no words or tone to pick apart, the attention has to shift inward. Now she has to sit with what actually happened instead of distancing herself with the exchange. And that is uncomfortable.
So why does that specific kind of happiness generate devastation instead of indifference? Because it wasn't supposed to be possible. The entire framework depended on men needing a relationship to feel complete. Remove the need and the leverage that came with it disappears too.
Is anybody else feeling so frustrated with the fact that they're single? Like, I understand that it's God's timing, and when I tell you I trust in that man with my whole life, I mean it. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm still frustrated about it. And that's okay, because I'm being raw with my feeling. God wants us to bring our feelings to him and be vulnerable with them. And if I'm being vulnerable, I'm so frustrated. And I know I can't be the only one. So if you're feeling the same way, let's talk about it. What are you struggling with? Because I know I can't be the only one that's feeling this way. And it's so frustrating when people tell you it'll happen when you least expect it, or are your standards too high, or like all the other things that people tell you. Because I have faith in people. I know that there's wonderful people out there. I'm not saying that the dating scene is trash or anything, because I know that there's wonderful people. I think social media has clouded a lot of things and made it more difficult for people to find authentic relationships. But I think that there's wonderful, wonderful people out there. I'm just saying that I know I can't be the only one that's feeling so frustrated in this season of my life. And I know that God will provide, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm so frustrated. So if you're feeling this, or if you resonate with this, let's all talk about it, because I don't think it's talked about enough.
There's a stage in a relationship that once you hit it, things rarely come back to the same. I can tell you this is one of the hardest moments to repair. I'm Melissa DeVaris Thompson. I'm a licensed couples therapist, and this is what we call the burned out pursuer. You know this person. They're the one who keeps the emotional heartbeat of the relationship alive. The one who notices when things are off. The one who says, I miss you. Can we talk? That hurt me. Can we check in? They are not trying to start fights. They're trying to feel close again. But instead of meeting them there, they keep running into walls. Defensiveness, minimizing, being told they're too sensitive or too much. hearing, can we just not do this right now? So they do what caring people do. They try harder. They read the books, they send the podcast episodes, they ask for a weekly check-in, they suggest therapy, they reach out to our practice for therapy, they carry the emotional labor because they believe that if they just explain it better in the right way, something will change. And then something really quiet happens. Stop asking. They stop initiating, they stop reaching, not because they stopped caring, that is so far from the truth, but because their nervous system finally gave up trying to feel safe. And this is the part that most people miss. When your partner is still bringing things up, even clumsily, even imperfectly, that is not criticism. That is hope. That is someone fighting for the relationship, not against it. So if your partner is still reaching towards you, listen. Slow down, ask questions, let their experience matter. Because when the pursuer goes quiet, it's almost never because everything is fine. It's because they no longer see a way forward. They don't know what to do. They feel stuck.
Think about how he was still figuring it out. A single man in his 40s was commitment phobic. The story only ever had one acceptable ending until it became too common to ignore.
Have you guys noticed that most married men aren't actually happy? Most married men are lying to themselves and gaslighting themselves into thinking that they're happy in a marriage which is loveless, sexless, where the woman always argues and belittles and emasculates them. Their wife endlessly nags at them while they're working full-time, trying to provide for her, for the family. Women will often victimize themselves and say that their mental load is overbearing. Meanwhile, the man has to look at the big picture, worry about the wife, the kids, working every day, endlessly paying for all of the bills, providing. He has to worry about investments, about retirement, about the college funds for the kids. Meanwhile, the woman only has to worry about preparing dinner, keeping the house clean, making sure that the kids are happy and healthy. The woman will say that she's overstimulated just because she has to cook dinner and keep the house clean. But they never stop to consider the mental load that men have. Most men stay in relationships so they don't lose everything, so they can see their kids and they don't have to split custody. It's truly so sad how many men gaslight themselves into staying in a relationship where both parties are not happy and they feel like they can't speak up because they have a wife who berates them or emasculates them and belittles them on the daily.
What surprises people isn't that men are single, it's that so many of them genuinely seem peaceful about it. No panic, no desperation, no urgency to lock anything down. That absence of urgency is being read as a threat when it's really just the natural result of men no longer needing anyone's permission to feel whole.
No. See, women are choosing to be single by choice because they don't want to do the men's laundry anymore. They don't want to clean up after him, fix him dinner after working all day themselves, because what partnership can actually have one partner stay home while the other one earns a living? No one. And men who are bachelors lean into that lifestyle because they know it's edgy and cool, and that they're frustrated, angry married men will be jealous, and it looks so cool. But the reality is that these men would trade it all away just to have some woman wipe their butts, do their laundry, fix them dinner, and have sex with them whenever they wanted. Instead of them having to go out into the wild and try to hunt it down themselves, like it's just ready and available every night when they come home. That's the difference. You guys, and women aren't gonna settle. We're done taking care of you. We're done wiping your butts.
If a man goes quiet, pay attention, because silence from a man is rarely what people think it is. It is not a game. It is not manipulation. It is not him trying to make you miss him. It is self-respect. Finally deciding it has had enough. Men do not wake up one day and choose to become distant. There's always a story behind the silence that most people never bother to ask about. What they don't see is how long he showed up before he stopped, how many times he reached out first, how many conversations he carried alone, how many times he was available for people who were never available for him. He gave his effort to people who didn't return it. He gave his loyalty where interest was uncertain. He gave his patience to situations that never gave him clarity in return. And he kept going because he believed that if he just stayed consistent, it would eventually mean something, but it didn't. And at some point, he stopped lying to himself. He realized that always being available didn't make him important. It made him expected. It made him someone people could ignore and still count on being there. So he detached, not with anger, not with drama, but with the quiet clarity of a man who finally understands his own worth. When he stopped texting first, it wasn't punishment, it was protection. When he stopped chasing, it wasn't coldness, it was maturity. They will say he changed. But the truth is he just finally stopped pouring himself into places that were never going to fill him back.
Women are single and celibate by choice. Men are single and celibate for a reason. And I need you, if you are a woman going into dating or you're trying to let go of dating and be happily single on your own, I think so much of it comes down to adjusting your expectations and questioning where those expectations ever even came from. I think that a lot of us women, we go into dating and we romanticize the entire thing. And this is because of fairy tale thinking. And it's not your fault that that's what it was downloaded into your brain. We were watching that shit when we were 3 years old, all of the princess shit. Meanwhile, the boys are watching the hero shit, which shocking now that they have these gigantic egos. It's not surprising that we've both ended up in these situations. However, when it comes to dating, you need to drop the expectation that you're going to go on this first date. It's going to be magical. It's going to be amazing. Because what happens when you have these lofty expectations? You will no longer utilize your discernment. And that is on purpose by media, patriarchy, government, religion, your family, I don't know, whoever you want to say, right? But it's for someone else's benefit that you, for a lack of a better word, but also a word that will make you hear me on this, it's someone else's benefit when you are being stupid as a woman when it comes to choosing a man. And I don't mean that as attack towards a woman. I just want you, I know you're smart. I know you have the frontal lobe. I know you have an intuition. I know you have discernment. We just need to turn it on. And turning that on requires you to also turn off or turn down the volume on some other shit. And once you start recognizing that, that is being single by choice, because you are choosing to see the truth of what these men are presenting you with. Even if they're presenting you a bunch of bullshit, you can see through it because you're discerning, and you can recognize that they're single for a reason. Because I swear every time I've met a man, I'm like, you're single for a reason. It just might take longer for me to figure out and discern what that reason is. So I encourage you to recognize that fact and flip on the switch of your discernment as soon as possible. That doesn't make you a bitch. It makes you protecting yourself and creating your own happily ever after.
Men can't believe that women are single by choice because men aren't single by choice.
I don't know if it's just me or what, but this is the most single that I've ever been. No dates, no talking phases, phone just dry. Somebody was to call me right now, I already know who called me.
Today, I'm really struggling with being single. I've just been crying. I'm not about to come on here and cry again next.
I am okay to finish my life being single. Being single.
Come on,
hey,
it's not going to happen.
I would rather die as a single man, having never gotten laid before, than wife up a lady who's absolutely contentious, who makes me want to sit in the corner of my roof, who makes me want to run out into the desert and die there.
Proverbs 21:19.
I would rather be single for the rest of my life, because that sounds so much better.
I think this is becoming more of a man's view in this day and time. My
Agreed.
son is 18, and I was like, you don't want to have a girlfriend? He's like, I don't want to invest time and money and everything in a girl that I don't want to marry that's been with all my friends.
I don't think people realize this is going to become extremely common, where men, generally speaking, in their nature, don't really need other people with them. I mean,
so the real question was never why men are happy living the bachelor life. It's why that happiness was ever expected to be temporary in the first place. Contentment without a rescue plan isn't a red flag. It's just what peace looks like once nobody's waiting for permission to have it. Whether you agree or disagree, that's a conversation that is becoming harder to ignore. Thanks for watching Koinonia's World. Show us your love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Subscribe to us and help spread awareness to men all over the world. We welcome a healthy discussion and debate. Feel free to comment and share your thoughts.